Shalom, shalom, friends. Pastor Chad here with King's Community Live. We're so happy you joined us again. Listen, it really is an honor that all of you connect with us each week as we prepare to go into our weekly worship services, hearing of the Word. We've got quite a few special things going on today, so let me give you a preview of what's going to happen. We're going to continue in our Dr. Luke Healing and Restoration series. We've invited Pastor Wayne Hilsden, one of our co-founders at King of Kings. He's going to be giving the main sermon today, so we're very excited for him. But I also want you to get ahead of us and go ahead and prepare the elements of what we say in Hebrew, Seudat Adon, the elements of the Lord's Supper. So if you can prepare your bread, your wine, your matzah, your grape juice, whatever you have there, wherever you're watching, go ahead and prepare that, because about mid-service, as we conclude the musical worship, we're going to move to take that sacred element of the Lord's Supper, okay? We want you to be able to do that with us. Now, in the studio today, some very special guests. Let me introduce you guys to my dear friends. So, one of the King of Kings congregations is now in Ashkelon. This is a Hebrew-speaking congregation in Ashkelon. It's a couple of years old now, making great progress, growing quite quickly. So let me introduce you to Daniel Abreja and Ilan Beckerman. Okay, Daniel and Ilan, thank you for being with us on the program today.
Thank you, Chad, for having us.
Listen, we connected some years ago through another friend of ours in the network of King of Kings, Mariana Gall, Streams in the Desert, right, of Akim Benegev. And she connected us, plus Oded Shoshani, one of our Hebrew-speaking pastors. We started to build that relationship. We heard, you guys might remember this meeting. We were at Mariana's house having some meals together, and we heard what was on your heart. What was mainly on your heart was a Hebrew-speaking congregation in Ashkelon. Is that right? Yeah. Now, there are other communities in Ashkelon, but what are the languages that you knew about before we kicked off what we now call Keilat Dorshei Panav?
We have like 7 or 8 in Russian.
Okay, a lot of Russian.
One Spanish, one Amharic, and that's it with languages.
Okay, so a lot of Russian, some Spanish, and some Amharic. You guys did your research, because I remember telling you, make sure you research this. Are there any Hebrew-speaking congregations? Now, the reason I wanted to do that is I want to honor the communities that are already there. But if there isn't one in a language that we need, especially Hebrew, we're here in Israel, if there isn't one, then we want to see if the Lord wants us to be the initiator of that. So that was brave of you. I'm so glad it was on your heart. It's been wonderful to get that off the ground. We're going to get some updates in a few minutes about the congregation. But before we do that, we want to learn a little bit more about the two of you. Now, Ilan, let's start with you. You're married.
Yes.
Your wife's name?
My wife is Tanelia.
Tanelia?
Yeah. We have a baby, 2 years old. Is right now she's pregnant and she'll have to give a birth any minute. And we live in a Gaza Strip, north of Gaza Strip, Netiva Asara.
Okay.
And going to Roshei Panav and ministry there.
Now, with you said you already have a 2-year-old baby.
Yeah.
And your wife Tanelia is pregnant.
Yeah.
And she is due right now. Right, she could be due any minute now, right?
Any moment, yeah.
So if you get a buzz on your phone and you have to run off set, we understand.
Yeah.
May the Lord bless you this week. May the baby come soon, healthy baby for you and Tanelia.
Thank you.
Now you and your family we should say, is from Ukraine.
Yeah.
But you were born here in Israel.
Yeah, Saba.
But Tanelia is from Moldova. And she moved here as a little baby, a few months old, a baby. But she was so young, her life's been in Hebrew. You went to the army, of course, you serve us, thank you. We always say thank you to our soldiers. Did Tana also serve in the army?
No, she actually was a ballroom dancer.
Ballroom dancer?
Yeah, actually in the world Rama Olamit.
Okay.
Rama Olamit.
So the high-level ballroom dancer.
Yeah,
yes,
really high, and she's have a permission from the army to do the.
So special permission.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So Mazal Tov on the upcoming baby, and on the wonderful stuff that you're doing at the congregation. We'll get into more of that in just a second. But so glad to have you. Thank you for driving all this way, and Pastor Daniel, good to see you today.
Good to see you.
Now your family is from Romania.
Yeah.
Now, I try to remember that because my wife's Jewish family is from Romania as well. You immigrated here, but you were also a baby. How old were you when you came?
2 years old.
2 years old. Okay, so this is your life, just like Tanelia. You're been here. This is all you know. But your wife, Eden. Let's talk about Eden for a second, because Eden her family's from Ukraine, but she was born here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. So the two Ukrainians were born here, but from Romania and Moldova, you guys immigrated as infant babies. So you guys grew up in Israel, speaking Hebrew, and just like we said that Ilan and Tanelia are about to have their second baby any day now, but you're not far behind them. You're about to have your second baby. How far away are we?
Less than 1 month.
Less than a month.
Yeah.
Eden, you and Eden will have your second baby, so Mazel Tov to you guys as well.
Thank you.
And you already had another baby in the Keilah just born.
Yeah.
Who had the baby?
Esther and Levis.
Okay, so this will be your third, just in this little couple of months. You're going to have 3. So we talked, guys. Listen, we always say, pray for us that we grow as the kingdom of God. We can grow in 3 ways. We can grow through believers immigrating to Israel. We can grow through new believers, and we can grow through having lots of believing babies. And so you guys are helping us do that. Mazel Tov to you in all that you're doing. Blessings to you. Now let's go back to the congregation for a second. It's a couple of years old now. We have, if I remember our numbers correctly, there's probably about 40 people in the Keilah, the bigger Keilah together. You have a couple of small groups. You have a prayer group as well. What do you think has been the hardest point? Ilan, let's go to you first, and then we'll go to you, Daniel. What do you think has been the hardest part about getting a new Hebrew-speaking congregation established in Israel?
Wow. So first of all, the ministries, to fulfill them and to seek for new helpers, new kingdom builders that want to help to build and then to save the intimacy of all the Keilah, because we started like Kvutzat Habayit, and then we have a real intimacy and we really enjoy to mess with each other and to keep the whole thing together, tight. And after we became a Keilah, so we saw that when the Keilah starting to grow up, like the intimacy starting to go on. So we find out we need more Kvutzot Habayit.
Yeah.
Well, so we have 2 in Ashkelon and 1 in Nativ Asara. So to I don't know, לתקן את זה, how you say it? To fix it, yeah. So
yeah. So just let me explain to our audience that in most cases in the King of Kings Network family, we encourage that we start congregations with home meetings. And I remember being in both your homes. So we start as home groups, and that's what you heard Ilan say, Kvutzot Habayit. That's the home group, a group in the home. And so we started there, and there's an intimacy, there's a friendship, there's a flow that happens in that small environment. But then that's attractive. More people come, the Keilah grows. We can't stay in the home anymore. We have to go find another building, and then we lose a little bit of that intimacy. But we know that the vision of the, let's call it the Shabbat main service, the purpose is very different from the home group setting. So we want to accomplish both. And the only way we know to accomplish both is to grow into the Shabbat service without losing the intimacy of the small groups. And so Ilan was just explaining that they have 3 small groups. So you do a whole congregation worship service on Saturday, and then you have 3 smaller groups that meet during the week, right? So you guys are off to an amazing start. Daniel, what about you? What did you find most difficult just launching this Hebrew-speaking congregation?
We started from 6 2 years ago, and now we are up to 40. So the structuring up was a lot of time difficult. Like when you start in a home, everything is natural and you grow natural, and everything is just flows. And later you need to structure everything. You go speak now, you do this now, and give tafkid to everybody, give a role to everybody.
A job and role, yeah.
To something that 2 months ago went naturally, now you need to structure it and build it.
Yeah.
And it's tough at the beginning, but later it comes naturally better, because now we are just starting, okay, everybody knows their job, okay, let's roll. So it starts now to be almost the same as structure. We still lose some intimacy, but that's we fix with the home groups.
Right, that's very good.
So that's the best. But really building it up, like everybody has a role.
Everybody has a role, and it just changes from that organic feeling that it's natural. Just come in, take your shoes off, because I remember being at your house. Take your shoes off, get in a circle, here we go. Changes to, well, now there's more people. I got to deal with things. I've got to deal with more babies. I've got to deal with some children. There's a different kind of music expectation, things like that, right? So I'm really happy to see you guys progressing in all that. Ilan, let's go to you. What is one thing you think the congregation is strong at? They're good at it. And then Daniel, after that, you'd be thinking about one thing you know the congregation needs to get better at. We need to improve on. Okay, so let's start with you. What do you think the congregation is strong at doing?
So I will start because we in Ashkelon we are best in our Hebrew. Okay. We are the one of the Hebrew congregation, and no, for real, I think the best we are at. It's really the Kutzot Habayit. We are really good at the intimacy we build. We are going around together to play football, soccer, sauna, jacuzzi together,
okay.
Pool. Doing a really good time and build friendships and fellowships, and I really like it, and I see how we get bigger, and in this intimacy we build a strong chain, and we can like to put more weight on this chain. So for me, how I see it, it's for us, we're strong at it.
I like how you guys have been creative, because in your small groups you can do a mom's group, you can do a prayer group. I know you have the men's prayer group that you've been doing. Like you said, you've been playing football / soccer, depending on where you're from. We're in the middle of the World Cup, so it's good time to mention that. But you also have other groups that you've done with the men. And so you guys have been creative. I want to encourage you to keep doing that, because people, they connect for different reasons. You know, and it's not one size fits all. And so that's why we want to have different connect points. So yeah, it's really good to hear that the small groups, which is one of our core values, is one of the things you're strongest at. I think that's wonderful to hear. Daniel, what about you? I maybe gave you the hard question, which is, what do you think we need to grow at getting better at here at the congregation?
First of all, definitely the nursery.
The nursery.
We have a lot of babies and a few more new babies now. So we need to get creative. How do we still invite the kids to the service and still have some order, because they usually play in the back during worship,
right?
And later we just don't know what to do yet,
right?
So we tried, and we're still trying to do a curriculum. It needs to improve. Yeah,
listen, and I just want to say let me just go back in my numbers a little bit. I came into the pastoral team, I was very young, maybe I think 22, 23 when I first came on to help back in the United States, and nursery and children's has always been a challenge for every Keilah. I also want to mention your wives, and we only have about a minute left, but your wives have been so involved, and you have other people. We should mention other people on the leadership team. We've mentioned Tanelia, we've mentioned Eden, but we should mention Eva. We should mention your brother, Johan, has been wonderful also in the community. And there are many others who are serving at a high level. But Eva is your main worship leader. She's done so well, has a high level of excellence. We got a chance to work with her on several occasions. I think she got to come to the Bo'u Worship Expo. But your wives are also very involved. Do you think that when both of your wives are about to have babies, you gotta give you about 30 seconds to answer. Do you think there's going to be a little gap in the congregation?
Definitely.
Maybe, yeah.
We're starting to build the gap to try to anticipate what's going to happen, but we still have a little bit lacking over mystery. We are not sure everything, how exactly it will be fixed. But we trust God, and we are curious to see what will happen.
What do you think, Jan?
Actually, yeah, it will be okay. We are actually building, and we know that God, if He put us in this position, so He has a good future for us. And
that's right.
Yeah. So
we see babies as blessings, therefore God has a plan. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for being on the program today. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Ilan. Listen, everybody, we're going to go to the main sanctuary in just a second. Have a great night of worship. We're going to hear from Pastor Wayne. We also will take the Lord's Supper, so get your elements ready. Please continue to pray for our summer camp. We're only 1 week away from the King of Kings Jerusalem summer camp. Take that to prayer. We so appreciate you. Let's go to worship.